right, this is part 2 of the analytics I shared yesterday, how to use time to determine if a system has stopped reporting to Splunk. Today we're going to use Streamstats. I prefer vastly the one I showed yesterday, but this is a good example of Streamstats. I don't see event stats and Streamstats used enough. So I just wanted to show if the information is not nearly so critical, this is a pretty good one, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Jump over here to Splunk. Here's my query. It's actually pretty simple. I'm again looking at my internal logs. I'm looking at Splunk D. So basically the principle is all my Splunk systems are reporting home. They're sending their logs, and I just want to see which ones are sending home. I'm going to use this time chart. Basically, I'm breaking these up into 1-minute buckets, and I'm doing a distinct count on hosts. So every system that reports in will get a number. So if I have 3 systems, the distinct count would be 3. If I had 5 systems reporting in, the distinct count would be 5. Streamstats. For those who are not familiar with Streamstats is awesome. It doesn't actually change your data. Stats does. You lose a lot of the context when you use stats. When you use Streamstats, it's still cognizant of the stream that the data came in on. And so we can actually use it to average. So we can do a rolling average. We can say, hey, calculate the first log that came in. Give me the average. Take log 1 and 2, now give me the average. Now give me the log average of 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, et cetera, and it will actually add fields into your logs. So for example, showing this in practice, I'm gonna remove this optional line here. And all we're doing is we're saying, hey, Streamstats, give me the average. Just grab all the fields that are coming back, which is only one, this DC host. Give me the average of it, and I'm renaming it as average star. That means it's going to go grab this DC host and rename it. You can see that if I changed the name, so I'm going to rerun this. Clearly, you would not want to have a span of 1 minute and 60 minutes, but for those who were watching my video yesterday, I talked about how my router broke, and so I had a whole bunch of systems fall off the network because of DHCP. Anyway, I rebuilt them, but they don't use the same DHCP anymore, and thereby I was losing systems. And so if I go back very far, my numbers are, I'll have a system 2 days ago, but I don't have it. I only got the system back about an hour ago, so I use a really small window, but the principle is here. If I look at these 60 minutes, it's basically averaging. Yep, you have 3, and what was the average number? 3. These numbers don't vary because all my systems have been reporting. But what if I make this jump to 4 hours? And this time I actually did have 2 systems missing. And if we look, we can see that I only had 1 host here. This was the average. As we start moving along, we'll jump further in. Now we had 2 hosts reporting, so the average keeps increasing. Average goes up, average goes up. Now I have 3 systems and then the average. So you can actually use a rolling average to, instead of having to say, hey, is it greater than 7? Is it greater than 5? Use a rolling average. Let the Splunk determine what your average is and then determine whether the number's bigger or not. So that's what this is doing here. If I put this back, where distinct count host, this one here, is greater than average total. When these 2 numbers vary, that's an indication that, well, I have more systems now than I used to. You could also go less than. And basically it's just saying, hey, the number of distinct count hosts I have doesn't match the average rolling number. Something isn't up. Now I don't have the details here. I could put some stuff in there like values and give me the hosts back and things like that. But in its most simple form, I'm able to use stats, but it's called Streamstats, to create a new field that is using all the previous events to generate a number. And so again, if I flip this to 1 hour, I'm going to get no results back because in the last hour I've had every machine has matched the rolling total. It'll again 3 and 3. But it's another way. I prefer the time method, but this is another way. Think outside the box. Streamstats might work for you, or you could use it somewhere else. I'm going to be doing a lot more Streamstats and event stats as my analytics share because I think it's a highly underused command and it's really powerful. Anyway, I hope this helps you move from being a lame analyst to a Splunk ninja. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done that. If you think it's worth it, it really helps this channel grow. Anyway, I hope you'll keep coming back.